I think outtakes are a good start.
Outtakes are a great start. But anyway, you're listening to Revolution Rampage, the hottest Carolina Hurricanes podcast. I'm Omar.
I'm Zach.
I'm Amanda.
And
We're all spooky.
we are very spooky today.
Well, you're more fishy.
I am more fishy. You guys can't see this. I'm dressed as Aquaman right now.
We'll put it up on Twitter later.
Yeah, we'll take pictures and put it up on Twitter.
Oh,
And Kyle over here, not Kyle, Zach.
Kyle is a ghost over there.
Yeah, Kyle's a ghost over there.
Keep drinking.
Oh, yeah. Zach, what are you dressed as?
I am a samurai.
He's a samurai.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and Amanda is...
I don't know. Just a gothy
queen
type
of the
of dress.
spiders.
Spiders.
She's the queen
Ooh,
of spiders.
I
The
do have a
queen of
spider necklace.
spiders.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got a live audience over
And
in
we
the
do
corner.
have an audience. We have small people.
We have small people watching us and going, what are they doing?
Yeah, there's a
The
devil
laughter
and
is
a princess
weird.
over there.
I see you laughing over there.
All right, we're going to talk about the last, 8 games.
Oh, we got a lot to catch up on.
We have a lot to catch up on.
Yes.
So many things to talk about. The good, the bad, the ugly. We will bring it all to you right after this. All right, so where do we start?
Well, I do want to mention that Kyle is not here.
He is not.
Yeah, he is not. He is in Arizona right now. May the heat not kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll
We
be
miss you,
fine.
Kyle.
Come back, Kyle.
We will see you again.
I hope. I'm kidding.
I mean, we do got a lot to catch up on. It's been 8 games since
3
we
weeks since
it's
we
been 8
recorded.
games since we last recorded. So we got a whole lot to catch up on. So let's skip all the way back. October 7th, we were at home versus the Rangers, and we ended up with a chaotic 8-5 win.
You know what I want to talk about during that win is just like last night's game against the Sharks, and we'll get to that eventually sometime down the road in this episode. He started out
We were down
in
2-0.
Yeah, 2 goals in the hole, and if you've been a Caniac for a while, you were like, all right, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, we were losing 3 times that game.
Yeah, we 4. We came back 4 times. We tied the game up 4 times to bring it up to 5-5 because it was 2-0, and then we brought it up to 2-2, and then it was 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5, and then Svechnikov said, "You know what? I'm done with this." And he gave us the goal.
That goal.
And then and then we kept scoring again and again.
A true
And then
cardiac
Tavo closed the
game.
door with the empty netter on the power play.
It was a very, very, very good game for us. I mean, we are historically bad against the Rangers, so it was good to get that monkey off the back.
Yeah, and it really set the tone for the games going forth.
Yeah, and it really did because the very next game, which was 2 days later on the 9th, against Vancouver at home, we won 5-3.
Yeah, and that one was really a rookie phenom versus rookie phenom.
It really was.
It was Svechnikov and Pettersson, and you know what? There's that one shot where Svechnikov, after he scored a goal, falling down, running into Pettersson, and he stands up and lifts his stick, and Pettersson's on the floor at his feet. Yeah, I like that picture very much.
McElhaney had another great performance that night.
He did, but then again, and then we'll go into what happened. Well, let's go into. So that was win 2 out of 4 wins, right? Because the game after that, we started going on the road.
Yeah, the very next game, 13th, we were at Minnesota, and we won in overtime off a Sebastian Aho goal, 5-4.
Okay, can we talk about how we not only did we force it into overtime, because we forced it into overtime with a minute 30 left.
Yeah,
and that was the Justin Williams goal from an impossible angle. from the left side of the net, and you just brought it in, and that's leadership from the front right there. And
then
Sebastian Aho already had a goal earlier in that game.
Yeah, that same game, both that line, the Williams Aho at overtime, they just did not want to give up that puck.
No, and the thing is, Canes have been doing that. Puck control has been one of the greatest things. I think I saw really when one of the power rankings, the comment was something along the lines of if this team has even adequate average goaltending, they may never lose again. And hopefully we're going to see that with Mrazek getting a little hotter, Scott Darling coming back. We'll get to see him tomorrow and see where he goes from there. But really, Canes are scary good 5-on-5. And the problem is special teams, and that plagued us for the next 3 straight games.
Yeah, the next 3 games at Winnipeg, lost 3-1. Power play killed us that game. Penalty kill.
It was just really power play. It was power play and penalty kill. I mean,
that game we did kill off 2 or 3 really critical penalties. It's just that one power play goal.
So that game was really fought to the last minute. I mean, it was tied 1-1 until maybe 5 minutes left in the third before the Jets scored their game winner. That was a really heartbreaker. I was listening to that one on the radio on a long drive home.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard when we play in these different times.
But you got to realize that the Jets haven't lost. Yeah. The Jets have not lost in that arena since February
when they got eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the last time they lost in that arena.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. When they got eliminated in the playoffs, they didn't lose at home. They lost on the road to get eliminated. And that's the thing. They haven't lost in so long. It's ridiculous when you think about it. That arena is a very tough place to play. And of course, going into Amalie Arena to play Tampa Bay, that's when really the power play issues really came, forefront.
Yeah. A 4-2 loss on that one. We couldn't get anything going that game on special teams at all.
No.
Period. At the end.
No, it was, yeah. That was. And then, of course, we came home and we played
the State Fair game.
The State Fair game against the Avalanche, and that one was
again.
That was a rough game. I mean,
but here's the thing, though, with all those losses right there, with Winnipeg, at the Colorado Avalanche, Tampa. If you look at the league rankings right now, they're all in the top 5.
Well,
we have not lost to a
subpar team
in regulation. Yeah, we lost in
to
overtime to the Islanders.
Yeah, but that was the opening game, and that could have gone either way, really. And we're still finding our footing. The Islanders found theirs faster. But really, when you think about how these losses were, I mean, all those 3 teams, the Jets, Tampa, and the Avalanche, they're destroying everyone else. And we fought them almost to a standstill with the exception of the Avalanche, right? That Avalanche game was really, if you take away the goals, we won everywhere except where it matters.
True. Very, very true. But we did have fun that day. We all went to the fair. It was all fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask how your experience was with the whole fair game. I didn't bother
you
with
didn't
that
see the
debacle.
big dog. You didn't see the big dog stuffed toy up in front.
No, I didn't go to that game. I didn't want to deal with the traffic.
Everyone was worried about the traffic. I experienced zero traffic.
Yeah, I saw your picture. There was
I experienced zero traffic. I got there and I parked at 8:30 because I knew I said to myself, I'm gonna enjoy the fair, and then I'm gonna go to the game, and then I got invited to do the post game skate. So I hung around the arena for a little longer after the game. So by the time I got out of the arena and I was ready to go home, there was no traffic in the parking lot. There was oh, and by the way, Sveshnikov got locked out of the locker room. And during the skate, he came out real quick and think he was sly, and he was gonna grab his tape out of the bench and come back. And then he realized the door locked behind him, and all the fans were like, "Sveshnikov!" And he's like, "Oh, I am so much trouble."
Poor guy.
He was super nice. We took a picture with him. It was on Twitter. It's
poor guy.
he's really nice. I think he's still enjoying his fame. It still hasn't gotten to him. He still doesn't fully comprehend how much he really matters to this fan base.
He's a teenager.
Absolutely.
He's getting used to it.
Yeah, really. I mean,
there's two ways teenagers can deal with it, though. I mean, he was a star over in the OHL,
right?
And coming over here, and he's already a star, second overall draft pick, household name in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I think Carolina is really the best marketplace for such a young player to be such a superstar, because anywhere else the media would eat him alive.
Well, one thing especially is, and that's one thing Edmonton's been having a problem with, trying to do all these young talent and then throwing them as the face of the franchise. He's not. Svechnikov is not the face of the franchise right now. That is Aho.
He will be one day.
He will be one day.
Right.
He will be. A lot of problems with teams is when they get that number 1 overall draft pick or 2.
McConnor.
They throw them directly into the front of the franchise.
McDavid's not just the face of the franchise; he's the face of the league.
Yeah, and he's not as young as Svechnikov either.
No, not anymore, but he was at one point.
Right.
He still hasn't done anything.
No, he's done plenty. If you look at what he's done at the beginning of the season, he's been the Edmonton Oiler offense. Yeah. He had assists or points on. Yeah, he had points on like the first. How many goals? Not games, goals of the Edmonton season. But here's the thing, though. I think Edmonton's doing him no favors by not building correctly around him.
Oh, absolutely no favors. None whatsoever.
Yeah, that's unfair. But we're doing excellent with our rebuild. Everyone's having fun, and especially the 2 wins.
The last 2 wins.
Detroit, and then last night against the Sharks.
That was a great game.
Detroit really disappointed me with not like everybody's complaining about our attendance problems. Detroit looked empty.
It really did.
And I think one of the things that and I wanted to talk to this for a while, right? PNC has a very large disadvantage when it comes to TV crowds. Remember, real crowd versus TV crowd, because the lower bowl is so massive. You can fit like how many thousands of people in there, and it still looks empty. If you take that same amount of people, right? If you take the same amount of people and you throw them into Little Caesars, you can make Little Caesars look more full than it is.
Yeah.
A lot of those arenas, their lower bowl is considered such a what's the word I'm looking for? Someone help me out here.
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with this.
Luxury.
Privilege. Yeah, it's considered such a privilege that people who do go down there.
I got you.
And I think
because they're pricey.
I think what PNC needs to do really
pricier. They're like $400.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you can say the same thing about Yankee Stadium, right? You've got that. You've got the lower bowl Yankee Stadium, or not really a lower bowl, but the 100 seats are massive, and the problem is as closer you get to home plate, more expensive it is, and those are really Detroit, held by.
The higher bowls were still empty, and and I made a comment on Twitter about hey, I don't want to hear anybody complain about Carolina anymore, because look at Detroit, and it's Michigan. But then somebody was like, oh, it's the original team, they get a pass. I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
Okay, how about the Islanders?
Oh, well, they don't get a pass.
They're
arena issues. Period.
Sure, you're going through arena issues, but you still should be able to at least fill whatever you got. If you want to talk about a team with a rich history and Stanley Cup championships, but hey, a team that's losing and doing terrible is not going to draw fans. Period. End of story. Canes have been losing and doing terrible, so guess what?
Atlanta.
They didn't draw fans. I hate it when the old guard of Canadian hockey is like, and you know what? That's why I'm enjoying this new celebration. And that's why I'm enjoying it. It's thrown it in their face, and they're hating it. Oh, the storm surge.
TSN went on a rampage last night over
they had a freaking aneurysm. It's great.
If you didn't,
they're getting talked about, which I love.
Yes, it's like you guys are the worst hockey team we've ever seen, but we have ever heard of.
But you have heard of us.
Exactly. Right.
Thank you, Jack Sparrow.
Right. Exactly.
And the thing is, like, you can complain
But
about it
I'm
all you
loving
want.
seeing these happy players. I mean, they are having a blast, and that's what I mean. That's what
the point.
That's what this is about. And the whole cloud of Peters has lifted.
Oh, definitely.
And the team is having
almost like
a good
curse
time.
has been lifted over the arena. And there's another thing, like all these people complaining, like, oh, act like you've been there before, act like you've won before. Was that really an important game? Did you really have to do this? Like, okay, slow down. All right, let's go back to the Ken Griffin Jr. Commercial that they did for the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, he goes, they said respect the jersey, and so it shows like a Cubs player ripping his jersey off after winning.
Easy, Omar.
What was that?
I don't know. Anyways, and then they showed
you're doing me and talking with your hands and knocking crap over.
I'm over here going, what's up?
You're learning from the Jew. You're talking with your
over
hands.
here. I'm talking over here. Anyways.
All right, get back to the podcast.
Right. Sorry.
I'm going to leave that in. I don't care. I'm leaving this in.
All right. Anyway, so all these people they're having fun, and all these players like Dougie Hamilton and Michael Furland. Like, Michael Furland's always been super serious. He's been the dude who bashed other players' faces in, and he's smiling. And he's not only smiling, he's contributing. He's putting up points to the board. Dougie Hamilton got his first goal last night. He was all smiles. He got second or third star.
I believe it was third.
Third star. Anyways, he came out and he did the floss, and people lost their minds.
Maybe it's a call to a local thing. Remember, Fortnite is made in Cary.
I know, but it's also shade at Vancouver, who is doing terrible-ish.
No Fortnite.
And they're like, oh, you can't play Fortnite. It's like, okay, maybe it's not about try to control what the players can and can't do. How about making it enjoyable for the players to be at work? Making it enjoyable. Make them want to be here.
I think he was second star. Who was who? All three of them were.
It was Tavo.
Tavo
was first.
Tavo was one. First. Brock was, I believe,
Brock might have been the third.
Either way, he was a star.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Brock was the first star. No, Tavo was the first.
Tavo was first.
Yeah.
Because I remember going, he should have been first. So I think it was McGinn was.
And I remember the post game
because McGinn made the winning goal,
score.
right?
And
so I was
scored.
like, he should have been first, but he was third.
And how about that? How about all these players who we're worrying about, and all three of them score? I'm talking like over the last 2 games,
and some of them have prevented scoring.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Falk also score last on Monday in Detroit?
He scored
a power play goal. It was a power play goal too.
In Detroit, we had 2 power play goals
and a shorthanded goal.
Brought
to you by the Patriots defenseman Jacob Slavin.
Yeah,
and Jordan Martinook on the actual goal. But Jacob Slavin really if you took all the Canes out of. All the rest of the Canes out of it. It was just 2 on 6, and he still would have scored that goal.
I'm really Falk. I don't know how to feel about Falk this year.
Well, he saved 2 goals in 2 games. So
I'll Falk is our best goalie right now.
Right. That's true. Right, because he'll do like some of the dumbest stuff, and then he'll redeem himself in a huge way. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Am I frustrated with you?
Falk is the dumb and dumber of our hockey game.
Right.
And it's ridiculous.
Falk is like the love-hate relationship that we all have with
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like last year too, when it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Trade Falk, whatever. Yeah, and then he goes and has a natural hat trick.
Yeah,
that was last year.
LA Kings.
Oh, can we talk about how Toronto GM was at the game last night?
But hold on that one. We'll bring that up in a second.
Okay,
we'll bring that up in a second.
Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to introduce a new segment here on Revolution Rampage. It's going to be called Take It or Leave It. We're going to go through Hurricanes rumors, and we're each going to take turn of whether we should take it, where we want to keep it or see it happen, or leave it, just get rid of it. Like, we don't care.
We're
it's
stick
wrong.
with the storm analogy and be like, board it up or let it wash away.
Right.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Nope. No one's got objections? All right, we're going to go to that one. It's now called Board It Up or...
Wash it away.
Wash it away. Board it up or wash it away.
We got to do better than that. But let's just go with it.
For now.
For now. We're going to go with that one for now. All right. Rumor number 1. The Hurricanes will trade for William Nylander.
Let me start here. Okay, it depends on
trade who. Right.
Yeah.
Trade who?
Are we talking about? Are we trading Brett? Because here's the two names that I've been seeing really on that radar for Nylander, and it's either been Brett Pesce or Justin Falk.
If it's Justin Falk,
no, not Pesce.
If it's Justin Falk, I see it happening.
If it's Justin Falk, I'm down for it, especially since he had an amazing game as Dumas was there.
I also
at
see it
the arena
because
last
of his
night.
Contract. Pesce's contract is a lot more of a problem for the Maple Leafs than Falk's would be.
I mean, Falk's got 1 year left after this.
He's got 1 year left, which is why I think if anything, they'll go for Falk.
Yeah,
I just think Falk has had his ride, and it's just time for a change.
See, he's
been around a long time.
Yeah, and I think as he gets better closer to the north, I think he'll do better over there. My only issue is, does Nylander want to be here?
That is one thing, but
I think we're putting up a great welcome matter. Like, you want to play for this team.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do the final tally. What do we got?
Board it up.
Board it up.
I'm gonna go for right now. I'm gonna say wash it away. For right now, the team is doing really well right now, unless we get something really good for Nylander, like they give us some draft pick or something. I
see Nylander is here's the thing about Nylander. He is excellent on the power play and a penalty kill, and he would be a definite shock to the system to reamp our special teams.
All right, next one up. Scott Darling, even though he's coming back, is not the starter. Like, he's not our number 1 guy right now.
Oh, wash that away. I want him back. I want him back, number 1. I have full confidence in him.
I was
so happy to see him even there last night.
So it's great to have him back. I love Scott Darling. I love what he did in the offseason. I don't love what he showed in his mentality last year. Am I certain that he's back? We've only seen him in preseason games. He got hurt in one, so he played like half. He's really only played about maybe a whopping total of 90 minutes on the ice. I'm not really certain. We've seen Peter Mrazek. Peter Mrazek is, as they would say, hot right now. He's made amazing saves in the last 2 games. Darling will get to see him on Sunday. I will delay whether or not I want to board it up or wash away after tomorrow's game.
Same?
Oh, I say wash it away because I want him back.
All right. I'm going to stick with wash it away because I really do think Darling is going to get that mojo back. We just got to give him time.
I think he's going to come in and rock it.
Next up, the big one that a lot of Canes fans have on their minds. Curtis McElhinney will be put back on waivers. Not traded, not kept. He will be put back on waivers.
And you know this for a fact?
This is the rumor.
Okay.
It's the rumor, yeah.
No, wash it away. Curtis McElhinney has value, and we can trade him. I know at least one team out there that is having goaltending issues.
Philly.
Well, there's not just Philly. Okay, there's the Panthers. I mean, I wouldn't even trade in our division. We don't have to go that way. I mean, even if we're comfortable trading in the conference but not division, Panthers, with Luongo out for God knows how long, they need something. They need a backstop because they are hurting, especially after what was the score yesterday this morning against the Devils? Last I checked, they were down by 3 goals, 3-0. They are hurting. It's not going well for the Panthers.
Okay.
Sam? What are you thinking?
I like, he's doing a great job. I really like him. I think he would be a very valuable trade.
All right. I'm going to say that it's going to happen, unfortunately.
So here's the issue. Here's the issue. If you put him on waivers, Toronto's going to snag him, and when they do, they don't even have to. They can send them straight to their their AHL affiliate. They did not skip go, did not pass $200. McElhaney deserves to stay at the NHL level.
Well, that's why I'm saying unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think if the Canes say, hey, give us something, anything, we got this guy for free. We'll give him to you for little to nothing. That's something better than nothing. McElhaney gets to stay at the NHL level. The Canes get something for nothing. It's a win-win for everybody involved, really.
Very true.
And then he becomes, that team's not really their problem. But say they get straight to Florida. I mean, the man, he could probably stay on as their number 2 behind Luongo when he gets back.
Yeah,
that's just one of the many options. There are a lot of teams out there that are hurting. I wouldn't trade him inside the division to the Penguins or the Phillies, but there are teams outside that really need him.
All right. Last one for this episode. Nicholas Waugh will stay on the Hurricanes roster the longest out of any Checkers player this year.
Wash it away. Nature's is coming back.
Ditto.
I actually think this could happen. I'm going to board it up for now.
Unless they keep him as the extra healthy scratch.
Yeah, but I'm saying for now, I'm going to keep him on there because what I've seen from him...
I mean, PDG is still on the roster.
Yeah, but I see a lot more upside from Waugh than I have from Bishop or Nietzsche so far this season. Nietzsche needs to stay in the AHL for a little bit. For a little bit, he needs to stay in the AHL.
Yeah, but I think he's coming back.
He will come back, but the question is, will Waugh still be here at that point? Because injuries do happen.
Right,
we all know that. It's just a matter of if and when.
Say for me, if everyone stays healthy, Nathan traded, he goes down, Nate just comes up, or he stays as the healthy scratch. He's been doing excellent. I want to see more of him on the power play. I want to see what he can do for our special teams. He's doing excellent as center. I don't know really what his face-off wins are, but he's backing up Lucas Walmark, and he's doing well. But I don't know if we should keep him full time.
Yep. All right, that was Board It Up or Wash It Away. We will work on the title later.
Board It Up, Wash It Away. Gonna get some little sound effects.
Man, you sound like that guy from Police Academy. All right, let's take a quick look around the world of North Carolina hockey, because there's been a lot going on recently. Starting off with the Checkers, 7-1-0,
and a lot of them coming in overtime. And they are really, a lot of what they're doing is really kind of representative of the Carolina Hurricanes organization as a whole now, where it's a lot of tenacity, a lot of coming back from behind. Their one loss was ugly, but they rebuilt off of that. Scott Darling was there for that one game against Utica
and got a win.
And he got a win. He, that one goal he gave up was late, and it really ruined his chances of a shutout. But on that, his save percent was excellent. He saw amazing chances. I mean, it's all been doing really well.
Yeah. Next up, we have a couple of other major league teams in North Carolina. One is minor league. Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, other major league teams.
Well,
whoa!
When did that happen?
This is a report from the future.
One's an independent.
When there are 70 teams in the NHL.
Might happen. Well, one is the Carolina Thunderbirds out in Winston-Salem. They had their season opener yesterday and got a W 4-3.
Go Thunderbirds.
They did really well last year, so I'm interested in seeing what these guys do.
Yeah.
And then one for the local boy over here, Omar. The Fayetteville Marksmen are currently 2-1 on the season.
Hashtag Fear the Fox.
I will make it to a game eventually. We will try.
I mean, tickets are so hard to get. I mean, wait, what?
Hey, it is fun hockey to watch.
It is, and it's small time hockey, which is great.
I like how scrappy the minor leagues are. The college and the minor leagues are a lot more physical and scrappy. I like it.
Fun fact that I found out the other week with the U.S. women's hockey team and the Canadians women's hockey team, their two captains got married.
They did.
the captain for the U.S. women's hockey team and the captain for the Canadian women's hockey team got married.
So you're ahead of me.
Wow. So what you tell? Was that sort of a so does USA and Canada teams? Is this like some nobility thing, like the Middle Ages?
They're trying to make it. They've got this hashtag one team thing going on, and they're trying to merge them and making it a national league.
Like,
the National North American League.
I'm sitting here going like, how did this happen? Did they just like meet at the hotel one day? It was like, hey, you want
all right,
to
look,
go
it's
out
the
for
hockey
coffee?
world. Okay, the female hockey world at the professional level isn't that big. I mean,
Unfortunately.
the circles are smaller. I mean, think about it. At the NHL level, all these players, they all known each other for years, even at the NHL level. So it's not like a hit on women's hockey by any means. But like professional teams, I mean, there's only so many players. And if you're the best, if you're a captain, then obviously you've been playing with the best. And at some point,
you've got
you run into each other.
that's on their 4th season, I think, and you've got the NHL that's on their like 100th or something. You know,
Like 101.
You know, I mean, it's a new league, so and it's still building, but
Hey, whatever builds women's sports is fine. I mean, the women's soccer league in America is doing very well right now.
yeah.
Soccer is basically exploding in here, so let's work on hockey.
Yeah, and you know, and these women, they deserve all the props that they can possibly get. You know, they do not make a living wage at all.
No, there's not enough money going into that league.
There's
to
not.
Pay them.
They don't make. They have to have full-time jobs. They have families. They've got a lot of obligations,
and they're playing at the professional level.
They do have this interesting thing with Twitter, where all their games are broadcasted on Twitter.
Right.
That's
or
YouTube.
Right. So if you guys want to watch these games, follow the NWHL. Follow those teams. And when you get to your Twitter account when the games are on, it will pop out as being live. Or, you can, just turn on your notifications for them. Your phone will notify you when there's a game.
Yeah.
You watch the game. It's great hockey. The
It really is.
have a whole different style, and it's really fun to watch. There's a lot more skill and a lot less, not physicality, I wouldn't say, but bullying. In the NHL, there's a lot of bullying the puck. You just force the puck to move. While in a women's league, from what I've seen, it's a lot about skill and getting.
Yeah,
the puck
it's
to
a
move.
lot more skill because you can bump a guy out of the way in NHL, but you don't really do that in women's hockey. So you've got to have a lot of skill to get that puck away from somebody without knocking them over.
If you disagree with us, watch the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean the shootout between Canada and USA, that right there was a whole testament to skill.
And I also think that that's kind of with their obligations. I think that's kind of why things are kind of suffering at the moment because sometimes not every player can make every game because they have outside obligations. Unfortunately, they can't focus completely on it, and a lot of the players don't live where they play, and they have hours commutes just to get to practice, and it takes a lot of commitment. And I commend them 1,000%.
Yeah, and I think as time goes by and more people realize that it's very entertaining to watch, there's going to be, hopefully, a lot more money poured into women's hockey leagues from the bottom up.
And next time I will...
Praising Tom Dundon.
I know.
Come on. We want this.
We really
do. What's funny is I think Carolina would be one of the top places where a women's hockey league would flourish. Because how many girls teams are here? Those girls, they want role models. They would pay. Their families would pay to go watch these games. Really, if they treat women's hockey kind of like the way Canada treats their OHL, I mean, it could be taken seriously, and a lot of money can be made out of it.
I absolutely agree.
Well, we got to keep this show rolling, and we're going to
take a look into
the future. We're going to go into the future and
notes.
take a look at the Canes' upcoming schedule. And it really doesn't look that bad, per se. The opponents shouldn't be that hard of a thing, but it's going to be a fun
so let's
couple
start
of
with
games.
tomorrow. Tomorrow you got the game against the Islanders. Islanders are suffering. They're winning.
4-1.
What's the score against the Philly this morning? Because that
they actually won 6-1.
Yeah, but Philadelphia's neat.
But going back their last few games with the especially with the Islanders, they lost to the Panthers, they lost to the Sharks, they lost to the Ducks, they lost to the Preds. and the Preds again. But I mean, they're not a bad team. Like they don't have many things going on for them. Like they don't have Tavares anymore, but they're still a decent team.
Yeah, I mean they're a decent team, but they played today and coming tomorrow on the back-to-back. We've got 1 day's rest. I really do think that the Canes will end tomorrow with another set of canoeing.
Yep. Next up after that is our first time with Boston. And with us having the Hartford Whalers jerseys this year, I think the Boston fans are especially going to be very mean to us this year.
Remind me, is that home or away?
It is a home game.
It is a home game.
Oh, Skinner's coming home.
No,
that's
Buffalo.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Oh, don't worry.
Edit that.
Edit it. But
no, we're not editing anything. This is going straight online.
I don't want to.
If it's short enough, I'll just put it straight up. But don't worry, everything's good. But with Boston, it is at PNC on the 30th. No, more drinking.
Go on. All right, Boston, PNC on the 30th. Boston's been a tough team to beat this year. I think.
And then, this is a good one. The very next game, the 2nd of November, Kyle gets to see the Hurricanes
because they're going to Arizona.
They're going to Arizona.
Yeah, and is that a back-to-back with Vegas?
Yes, it is.
Woof. All right, let's go back up. So we talked about the Islanders game and how it's going to be a little bit of payback, especially going on the back-to-back. Islanders going to be tough. They're coming off a good win.
If the Islanders buy out that corner again, come on. Who are these people?
They're people who can't afford to live in New York anymore.
Well, and that's where my season ticket is. So I'm trying to get away.
I hope you like Yes Chant. I like Daniel Bryan, but I just don't like the Islanders.
Yeah, Islanders, they're going to come in and they're going to get, I think they're going to get blown out of the water. I think we're coming off of a emotional win and especially overtime, but we get a day's rest. A couple of guys who skated 22, 23 minutes didn't practice today. They'll get the morning skate tomorrow morning. It's a matinee game, 5 o'clock, so we'll see how we feel about that. But
I felt great about it. It's
right?
a Sunday night.
Well,
school night.
But I think Canes will walk away with a win there. Now against Boston, that's going to get tougher. I'm glad that we're getting. Was it a Tuesday night game or Wednesday?
It is a Tuesday night.
That's what I thought. So another day break.
Yeah, we get 3 days of break before we head out to Arizona. No days break with Vegas.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I don't know. Vegas. They turned their.
They're 4-5-1 right now.
Yeah, but they started out terrible, and then they went on a little winning streak, and then now they're terrible again. We'll see how they look when we get to them there. Vegas is one of those teams that it's just really a matter of what time of the year we're at when we get to them.
November 6th, we are at St. Louis, the Blues.
The St. Louis Blues. Here's the funny thing.
Don't even start doing singing, man. We don't need to make this a musical act.
All right. Hey. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Blues, right? The Blues might be one of the people we trade with for McElhinney.
That might be a need.
Because their goaltending is a nightmare right now. They are where we were about last year because their starting goaltender Jake Allen is doing I don't know what he's doing. He's pulling full Cam Ward, and then.
Well, speaking of Cam Ward, as soon as we get done with the Blues, we end up in Chicago.
So the question is, do you think they'll start Cam against us, or do you think they'll start Corey Crawford?
Oh, that would be fun.
Either way, I mean, Chicago's doing pretty good. They're 6-2 and 2 right now. So they're doing pretty well, even though there has been a few games where Cam or Corey have looked.
Everyone's expecting
awful.
Chicago to come down to earth, just because. But I don't know. Maybe this looks like a team that might make a run, so they might be scary coming in. We should not be sleeping on them. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe when we get there, it'll be the beginning of their demise. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Next up, we have Detroit coming to town on the 10th.
Yeah.
That should be a dub. And then,
you shouldn't sleep on them.
Yeah, we shouldn't, but we might. And then 2 days later, it is the return of Cam Moore to PNC Arena.
Well, so are we preparing a video for him?
Yes, The Canes are preparing a video for them.
Is it all the saves he didn't make?
Oh man, come on! You gotta go there. The Canes have actually reached out to fans trying to get like their pictures with Cam Ward for like a collage thing. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I've heard this is what's going on.
Yeah, I've seen the requests for that. I've gotten emails.
I
about
have
that.
not seen that. I've got a good one.
It's really I don't have any with Cam, unfortunately.
I think you gotta send it to like social at CarolinaHurricanes.com or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I don't have any Cam Ward pictures, unfortunately, because I just never got to it. But I respect the dude. He was the face of the franchise for years, and now that he's gone, I mean, honestly, I really hope Cam retires after the end of this year, and I hope he does like a one-day contract and retires.
Well, I hope Blackhawks make the playoffs, even if they're one and done. Cam gets a couple of playoff games, kind of. Gets a good feeling before he's on his way out.
Like, I just really want to see Cam end up in a Canes jersey at the end.
He's saying that he comes back for just to retire as a Cane.
Yeah, like Eric Cole did.
Then one day contract.
Yeah. Speaking of returns back to Carolina, Tuomo Ruutu came back.
Yeah, a lot of the old players have been seen around. Tuomo was around for the Avalanche game. He sounded the siren and then forgot to give the team his mojo. Someone should have reminded him to do that.
Well, he gave it to Ferland.
Yeah. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about Ferland for a quick minute? I really want to talk about Ferland. Not just the fight, his tenacity. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Ferland's been a monster. I mean, he's very quickly becoming a fan favorite.
Every time I see Ferland, a song pops into my head. It's POD, Here Comes the Boom. Because he literally lays down the boom every time he's on the ice.
So even Tom Dundon is afraid of him.
So has he like become the goon of the squad? Do you
think?
Yeah.
So as I ran into,
we need two more for the Hanson brothers.
I ran into Mr. Dundon at a Goodberry's after the Ranger game. And we started talking. I talked to him about like Ferland. He goes, "I'm afraid of him." He's like, "That man fears no one."
And we know you also gave Tom our business card. So Tom, if you are listening, hello.
He's probably listening. I think he does listen. I think he listens for ideas.
Yep.
To see. Anyways, so we're about almost at the 45-minute mark. But anyways, so I still want to talk about Ferland. That's how much. I think the Canes can really use him because he's been seen as a kind of an enforcer for us. And in that one game against the Avalanche, even though we were losing by so much, he still laid a couple of smackdowns against some of the people in the defensive zone. And then Eric comes up and is like, "I want to fight you."
Oh,
and
no.
And Ferland took care of him in 2 hits. Popped his helmet straight off. Refs were on him like 3 seconds later. It's like, "Oh, don't kill him, please." And this right in front of the bench. So he skated straight to the box. So that was fun to watch because we needed something. And then he scores the goal off Aho, who's currently sitting a single game behind Ron Francis for the record.
He's currently at 10. I believe it's 1 to tie, 2 to break.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are the stats guys. I have no idea. But that's great.
That'd be
that's
more
great.
him.
Yeah. So, Aho's looking amazing. That October monkey, he murdered it in the preseason, apparently. Buried it out in the yard. Tavo got a monkey off his shoulder with a non-empty net goal. Dougie Hamilton's on the scoreboard. Brock McGinn doing McGinn things.
I was really glad to see the whole Tavo thing because I've been watching him and I'm like, what's going on with you, buddy?
He's got points. He's got plenty of points. He just it's missing is putting the biscuit in the basket.
Yeah.
But that's because he's not selfish with
passing.
it. But he's passing a lot. But that one snipe, he saw the opening. It was about 2 feet wide, 2 inches wide, really. about the size of the puck, and he sniped it straight in there. It was incredible to watch.
That was great.
One player who really has improved just because of the line he's on is Brock McGinn. Because he's paired up with Jordan Stahl again, I believe he's automatically doing better.
Yeah, and McGinn and Stahl and Williams should be a constant thing. Like, I like what's going on with that.
That is a good line.
Martinook's doing well.
He's a workhorse. That's what he is.
Easy to trip.
No, I'm not as old as Tripp. I'm not doing that. I saw the broadcast last night. Tripp made us all feel old.
Oh my God!
What was happening
So
there?
so the broadcast last night after Dougie Hamilton did the floss, they started discussing the dance, and so Tripp goes, "Did you see that?" And then in pure epic fashion, John Forson's like, "No, I was doing my job." Oh. And so then Tripp went on about a 10-15 minute rant about the floss.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, I thought it was for my teeth," and then he starts going on. And then he gets up
and does a very
and does
right.
very
I saw the
dances.
gif on that one.
And it's just like,
all right, people in the Raleigh area that are dance teachers, please give Tripp Tracy a free lesson.
You need to do something. Between that and his pickup trucks, I mean, come on.
Pickup trucks, was it Taco Bell? I mean, there's a whole list of Trippisms, and it's been going on for years. Like, it's nothing new. Well, it's like one of my favorite tweets I saw was just like tired. The gay, Carolina Hurricanes getting more coverage introduces Sebastian Aho to the hockey world, and it's like Wired. It really introduces Tripp Tracy to the hockey world.
Yeah, really.
I mean, everyone gets to hear John Forslund on NBC Games.
Yeah,
and that's because he's like the sweetest.
Like, everybody's debating
voice of,
like, who's the most random person in the NHL right now. Is it Gritty or Tripp Tracy? And I really say it's Tripp Tracy, but it's more entertaining.
Gritty versus Tripp
Gritty's
Tracy.
growing on me now. I'm not sure Tripp.
I love Tripp. I love Tripp as an announcer. It's just the random things that he said, all the random references, I'm actually liking. Like, I love dropping random references. Even when I was a broadcaster for college football, I dropped random references. I dropped a Tangled reference once at a high school football game.
But this isn't a high school game. This is professional hockey.
This is the NHL.
And it's just like you can see the pain in John Forslund's face. John Forslund just like, oh my God. It's like John Forslund's like, I'm the best in the business. This is my anchor. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Tripp related to the Carmanos family? And that's how he got the gig to begin with?
I don't know.
Or is that a myth?
That probably is a myth. I'm not going to say anything until I find evidence. But that is probably a myth.
I mean, it's a very plausible myth.
Yeah. I mean, still, Tripp was as a former NHL player, still has the credentials.
Did he ever play?
Did
he ever play in the NHL?
He played for about 2 seasons.
In the NHL?
Yes.
I need to go back to his history because I think
he
he never.
Yeah.
I do not know. He was a goaltender.
Because I think he played. I think he only played at the AHL level, never made it to the NHL level. But I could be wrong.
Okay, well, this is a trivia.
Well,
question
that is a
for
trivia question
we'll
for
look
next
it up
time.
for next time.
Everybody out there, go on Twitter. Tell us if this is right or wrong.
Hey.
Yeah, hit us up.
And
Let us know.
How's that for a segue? So I want to try to introduce let's try to stump the Red Revolution Rampage.
Oh, no.
Why don't you listeners submit a question? Try to stump us, and we'll have a time limit, so we're not
bring it.
We
on.
promise not to Google.
We promise not to Google.
Promise.
Bring it on.
Pinky, cross my heart and prepared to fly.
We have 2 children in the room. They will hold us to that.
All right, I think we're getting towards our end here. Oh, yeah. So, what else you got?
What do we got on the notepad?
Well, I wanted to bring up there is an RPD game coming up soon. The Raleigh Police Department, does partner with the Special Olympics, and they're doing a game on November 11th at 3:00, and all of the proceeds go to the Special Olympics. It's at 4:30. And this year, they are doing a Chuck-a-Duck, and the prize is a cane sign stick, which will be very, very, very cool.
Where is this happening?
It is at PNC.
Also, what is Chuck a Duck?
Chuck a Duck, they throw little rubber duckies out on the ice, and whoever gets closest to the middle wins.
I hope somebody is not standing in the middle.
And it is a free game, free parking.
It's a goaltender. And it's the goaltender standing in the middle, and he's just skating in circles, blocking ducks.
Like you see 5,000 people just sitting there. You're holding a bucket and a hockey mask on top. You're like, oh man.
No, there are no players. It's during it's during an intermission, and there are Raleigh Police Departments that play. Raleigh Police officers that play on the department team, and the other team, I believe, are Canes alumni. So. It should be a whole lot of fun. It's a free event. Special Olympics will benefit from it.
I know.
So is Rob Brindamore playing?
I don't know. I don't know the details yet, but
I bet $5 Eric Cole's going to be
there.
there.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Cole. I really want to see Battaglia.
Maybe that's what.
Maybe we should just do a Revolution Rampage dinner at Lucky Sevens.
We'll see about all that. I don't have the budget for that yet.
Hey, Bates, if you're listening to this, come on. We want some food.
All right. You guys have questions for us, anything you want us to answer, or trivia questions for us you think you can stump us. We promise not to Google, but yeah, so hit us up on @RedVolutionR on Twitter. We now have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
So if you look us up on Facebook, we will be there. You hit like. We will respond very quickly on Facebook. So yeah, communicate with us. We communicate back, and looking forward to these games, man. I'm going tomorrow, especially tomorrow's game. That's going to be interesting to watch. I want us to crush the Islanders, just so those fans can stop.
Crush.
I really appreciate any feedback. My lovely Danielle, thank you so much. She told me to speak up and talk more, so I hope I did a better job, Danielle.
We think you did.
Yep. And Danielle, we know is you.
Yeah, and if you guys have anything else for us, let us know. You guys have anything before we close out?
I think that's it. It was fun. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Row the boat.
Row the boat.
Row the boat.
Gently down the ice.
Yeah. Merrily, 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 all the way to the Stanley Cup.
And TSN's having a aneurysm. They may never recover.
Let's stay on top. These Canes are rocking it this season.
Yes, and we have another chance to ensure that we stay on top of the division tomorrow, so let's do that. I don't want to just make the playoffs. I want to earn this division win. All right. Till next time, we are Revolution Rampage.